YouTube, how's it going? Frogs Angels is back with some Week 9 score predictions. I do this video every single week, and we also have a straight-up predictions video with multiple Frogs Angels members. That's already up on the channel for Week 9, so check it out if you haven't already. So basically, I go through and predict the scores for every single game, and then I'm checking the spreads of the games while making this video with you guys and seeing if they're worth betting, worth taking. So start at the top. First four games, the Thursday night shitfest, the Raiders versus the Niners, 21-16. I'm going Raiders there. You know, it's tough picking the Raiders. It's really tough. I picked them last week. They let me down when they had control of the game. But the Niners are a similar situation, actually. They had control of the game, let it go to the Cardinals. Cardinals' only wins are against the Niners. And Beathard's hurt. It could be Nick Mullins. You know, it's a Thursday night game. It's already tomorrow. So even if Beathard plays, you know, he's going to be a little beat up. It's going to be tough. So I really think the Raiders will win. And I'm seeing right now, which this can easily change, that the Niners are minus 2.5. So the Raiders are getting 2.5 points. I know it's probably really hard to put money on the Raiders, but I kind of like that. You know, them being the Raiders, it scares me a little bit, but I kind of like it because the injury problem for the Niners. Bears and Bills, I got a low-scoring game. I got 17-6. I mentioned in the straight-up picks, I think the Bears will come out and score right away. And after that, I think the Bills' solid defense will kind of figure them out. I think it's a good young defense, and it's capable of slowing down that RPO. But obviously, it won't be enough. And the Bears' defense is one of the better ones in football. The Bills' offense is the worst in football. So even though it may look kind of close because it's low-scoring, it really won't be. Bears will have control the whole time. I got 17-6. Bears are minus 10, so, you know, I barely have them covering, so probably wouldn't touch that one. You know, like I always say, double digits, the team, you know, getting double digits I feel a little more comfortable about, but a little scary for the Bears' part. Chiefs in Browns, I got 31-20. Maybe that's a lot of points for the Browns, but they're at home. Chiefs defense you can throw on. I have a feeling that Baker has a very good game. You know, maybe the firing of some of the coaching staff, you know, lights a fire under them and they get going. Baker can take over, play his game. I think they put up some points. I don't think they'll ever really have a chance in this game. Maybe it'll be close early on, but the Chiefs will win. Chiefs are, I'm surprised. I thought there'd be a little more than what I have them winning by 11. They're minus 9. So another one, you know, I probably wouldn't touch. You know, when I came up with the score, I was like, yeah, maybe this is closer than people think. So you know, maybe the Chiefs minus 9. It's not terrible, but it's a little scary because I do think the Browns could score pretty easily in this game at times. You know, Justin Houston may be back. I saw he's back on the practice field, so that could help their defense for sure. We'll see. Jets and Dolphins, I think a close game, division rival, 24-21 Dolphins. Regardless of their quarterback is, I don't know if it'll make that much of a difference. Osweiler's actually been playing pretty decent. You know, Darnold's been struggling, been off target on a lot of throws. And I kind of think that'll continue, you know. And it seems, minus 3 for the Dolphins. So that's where I got them winning by 3. So one I probably wouldn't touch for that reason. Moving on. Lions 23, Vikings 28. The Vikings are the better team, you know, but this game's always pretty darn close. So I have it a 5-point game, you know. The Vikings got a lot of injuries, but even with that injuries, there's really no excuses. They should win this game at home. But again, I think it'll be close. And it's minus 4.5. I got them winning by 5. So I wouldn't touch that. You know, I can see the Vikings winning maybe by 7, by 8. I can see it being 28-20, 28-21, somewhere around there. So it's tough. Minus 4.5, maybe. It's a wait and see on the injuries, I suppose. I believe Dalvin Cook will be out. I believe the offensive line will be beat up still. The defensive side, it's kind of wait and see how many snaps will Everson Griffin get. Very limited last week. Will Anthony Barr play? Will Xavier Rhodes play? You know, it looks like they missed Barr last week more than Rhodes, but I think they need more Rhodes more than Barr in this game. You know, they really need them both, honestly, but we'll see. Minus 4.5. You know, it could be a solid one, but honestly, I wouldn't touch it because these NFC North games, especially the Lions-Vikings, very close. They were close, very, very close both times last year. And they split, but they each won an away game. Very interesting. Falcons, Redskins. I'm actually picking the upset here. I'm taking, I think the upset. Let's see. The Redskins are minus 1.5. Redskins are very, very tough to play at home, and I'm usually a home team guy. Like, I'm usually taking the home team, but it's just a feeling I got. I got to go with my gut feeling sometimes, and I think the Falcons off the bye, and they put up 24 points is a good amount of points. Regardless of who you're playing, it's a pretty good amount of points against this Redskins defense. And, the Falcons defense, they could give up more than 21, but, I don't know if they'll let AP run wild. I think AP was the reason the Redskins, were able to score against the Giants. I don't think they'll let that happen. Other than that, it's kind of just check down, slip screens. I think the Falcons actually can contain that. Their weakness is downfield. That's really not the Redskins. Alex Smith's good. He's accurate. He can throw downfield, no doubt. But I don't know if that's really their strong suit. Maybe it's because the receivers they got. So we'll see. I just got a feeling, and I'm going to stick with it. So with that being said, since it's a gut feeling and they're away, I probably wouldn't touch this game. But then again, the Falcons are getting 1.5 points. So just off the bye week, Matt Ryan I think has a good game. I almost gave him more points in this too. I almost was leaning maybe towards 28 around there, but this is what I went with because Redskins defense is pretty impressive. They make a trade for Clinton Dix. That helps them this year. I did a video grades for the trade deadline, and I gave him around that B grade, so it's not bad. I'm getting a lot of what I'm getting to is I'm getting a lot of heat in the comments by a lot of Redskins fans. They're letting me have it, and they're honestly, if any of them are watching, they're kind of getting to me because, and they succeeded, I guess. That's what they're trying to do. Because, there was positives in that trade, and I gave you positives that, he's been a Pro Bowl, close to a Pro Bowl talent, in my opinion, in the past with a new team, new coaching, good coaching staff, good defense right now. He can get back there, but I haven't really liked his play recently. And pretty much everybody that's commented, Redskins fans, have used the Pro Football Focus reference, just because they graded him second best safety means I'm not watching football. I don't know what I'm talking about. And it's a little ridiculous. I watch every game. I do all these recaps. I don't need, I like Pro Football Focus. They do a good job over there. They grade every single player. It's crazy. And I think they're pretty accurate, but just because they grade him the second best safety in football, I'm not going to say he's the second best safety in football. He's not. I said the Packers will miss him. I said that. So I had the positives for the Redskins. It's going to help them this year with a fourth rounder, hurt them in the future. But really, to me in the comments, the reason it's really getting to me is just because the Redskins fans didn't give two shits about Clinton Dix before. They didn't care anything about him. But now that they got him, they go research him. They find that he's the second best safety according to one site, and I'm the idiot. So I don't know. I don't know. Good player. It's going to help him for this season. They've been playing. And I like DJ Swearinger's might be the best safety this year. He's not the best safety in football for starting the year, but he might be the best safety in football right now. So, I'm not, somebody called me a hater. I'm not a hater. There's no reason for me to dislike the Redskins. I am a Adrian Peterson fan for life. He's my favorite football player of all time. So there's that. But I don't appreciate those comments that I don't know what I'm talking about and all that stuff. So I guess they succeeded. They got to me, but it really didn't make sense because it just, I explained my point, and it's just a gut feeling on the Falcons for this one. Could go either way. Redskins are very tough to play in Washington, so this will be a good game. Buccaneers 20, Panthers 31. I think the Bucs will score some points here on a good Panthers team because Fitzpatrick's playing. They got their weapons. The Panthers are a very good team. They're home. Bucs have one of the worst defenses in football, mainly because that secondary Cam will have a day. I got them winning by 11. The spread is -6.5. Okay. I like the Panthers in that one. I mean, what they've been doing at home, what they did to the Ravens. Come on now. Yeah, I mean, I guess Fitzmagic's in town, so I guess some magic can happen. But so far, that's my favorite one. Panthers -6.5. I mean, come on. The season's been surprising so far, so it could be wrong. But my favorite one last week was the Packers getting 9.5 points, so I felt pretty good about that one. But we'll see this week. Steelers Ravens, another probably right off the bat before I even look at the line, probably one I wouldn't touch. Steelers are feeling it right now. They're back to kind of the Steelers way. The Ravens are kind of, I don't want to say they're getting worse, but it hasn't looked good. It hasn't looked good last few weeks. They did beat the Steelers in Pittsburgh, and the score, they won by a good amount, but the score didn't even show how bad they beat them. So that's really the reason why I wouldn't touch it. I think the Steelers are the better team right now. They're feeling it. The Ravens are -3, so I was confident about the Steelers. So, I mean, it's a scary game, though. It's even though I got them winning by 6 and they're +3, it looks like I would really like that one. I kind of do, but it's a very scary game. I'd be cautious on that one. moving on. Texans, Broncos. I got the Broncos winning. Another one I probably wouldn't touch, to be honest with you. I got it winning by 1 point because that's how good of a game I think it'll be. And the Broncos are -1. I'm very surprised by it. I thought the Texans would be favored. I thought it would be low. But so I predicted them winning by 1, and they're -1. And I did not look at that before this video. So I think it's a bad matchup for the Texans. I think the Broncos will get a good pass rush, and they have a good enough secondary to limit the Texans, but they do have weapons. They're very good. They have that winning attitude now. They got the momentum, so that's kind of a reason I can lean towards the Texans. But the Broncos, they've had some tough losses. They had to play the Chiefs twice. They put up a fight with them. They're not a bad team. They're not a bad team. I think they'll win at home, but I wouldn't touch that game. Chargers, Seahawks. I think it'll be close in Seattle. Seattle's not a bad team. Chargers, seem to make things closer than they need to be. That kind of seems like the Chargers way. I'm sure the Chargers fans know what I mean by that. The Seahawks are -1.5 though. I'm surprised by that. Man, yeah, that football power index thing had the Seahawks. It predicts basically like the outcome of the season, the rest of the season. And I saw they had the Seahawks it's basically like computers and whatever. I don't know how it works exactly, but they had the Seahawks way up there, like top 10 team by the end of the year. And I mean, they got Russell Wilson. They have their pieces here and there. Bobby Wagner's one of the best in football, and they're playing good. But there's really no reason why the Chargers shouldn't win this game. They're the much, much better team. I know they're away. They're coming off a bye. Melvin Gordon got healthier now. I think Rivers has a good game throwing downfield. I guess it's a similar matchup to the Lions. The Chargers are a better version of the Lions, I'd say. So maybe but they have Melvin Gordon. They got it's tough. I prefer Rivers over Stafford, but not a huge difference there. It's tough. I'm surprised Seattle's -1.5. I like the Panthers game more, but I think the Chargers will win in the straight up picks. Maybe if you need a second opinion, just if the team's going to win, check that out. But I believe all of us picked the Chargers in that one. And they just pretty much have to win. They can lose by a point, and you still win here. So that one's looking pretty good. But the Chargers are one of those teams that don't play as good as they should. Really, they've been missing Joey Bosa, but they've been winning. But, you would think they would play better. So it is a little scary, but I kind of like that one. Rams, Saints. Saints are -2. Another one I probably wouldn't touch because it's in New Orleans. That's big time. That crowd's going to be nuts. They're -2. I am picking the Rams to win 31-28. The reason being, I think you compare both offenses. I think they're pretty similar in terms of points scored. And defense, the Rams defense is better. I like some pieces the Saints got. The Rams defense is better. It's been struggling though here and there, but they got a guy named Aaron Donald, and I really think that's the difference. I really do. That's the difference between the defenses. The difference in the game, to me, is Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley, not taking anything away from Kamara and Ingram. Love the duo. Might be the best in football. I'm a big fan of Kamara. But Gurley he's the best running back in football. He can catch the ball out of the backfield as well. He led the team in receiving yards last week against the Packers. The Saints are better than the Packers, but somewhat similar style teams. And Gurley just really opens things up, makes Goff better, and Goff's already going to be good in this game against the Saints secondary. They've been struggling. So I think Gurley's the difference in the whole game here, and it opens things up. And I just think for the matchup purposes, the Rams, but Saints at home while they're rolling, I wouldn't touch it. But -2 for the Saints, and I'm picking the Rams. So you make the call there. Packers 24, Patriots 31. This is a really hard one to pick for score. I mean, I'm picking the Patriots to win, but it's a very hard one to predict a score to me. I don't know why. I think the Patriots could end up with around 28 possibly. I went with 31. I think the Patriots are much better, honestly. But, the Packers and Aaron Rodgers will stick around. They'll stick around. If the Packers defense plays the way they played last week, Brady's been off target this year, so they could win the game based on their defense. Jair Alexander's been balling. The Patriots are -5.5, so you can see I kind of like the Patriots. I don't know if I would touch it. Patriots at home, prime time. They got to win that game. They got to win that game by a touchdown, you would think, and they're -5.5. So I'll let you make the call on that one. And we got one more game, and I just saw the line for it. It is Cowboys -6.5. That's too much. Another one I wouldn't touch. Too many of those. I know maybe you're a little disappointed, but I got to be honest here. They win by 3. Yeah, I can see if the Titans win, it'll be in a squeaker. It'll be very close if the Titans win the game. If the Cowboys win, it can be something like this, a 3-point win, or they really can pull what they did against the Jags. I think there's potential that can happen. I think that's why the spread's -6.5, because you don't know what you're going to get from the Cowboys. You know what you're going to get from the Titans. They're not going to put up a lot of points. I think the difference in this one is the Titans' pass rush. That Eagles game, their best game of the year, they beat the Eagles in overtime. All the talk is Mariota, Deion Lewis, Corey Davis with the game-winning touchdown, heck of a catch. That was all the talk. What people weren't talking about, which was, I don't know why they weren't talking about it, the key of the game, the reason the Titans won is because their consistent pass rush on Carson Wentz. That's why they won that game. And that's how they're going to have to win games, I think, because they don't score a lot of points. So if they get that pass rush, they will win. But they're going against maybe the best offensive line in football, which they fired their offensive line coach, so could that hurt them? It was a little weird to me. So all these reasons I'm explaining is the reason why I wouldn't touch it. But the Cowboys are at home. Honestly, if the Titans were at home, I would have picked the Titans, maybe in a similar scoreline, 17-14. That's just how this type of game goes, especially on Monday night. So wouldn't really touch it. There's your bye week teams, plenty of them this week. Email us. That's our email. It's also in the description. That's for Friday night live streams, which we do every Friday. Featured questions of the week. We pick the best questions. We answer them. We debate them. All that kind of fun stuff. You get a shout out as well. Twitter, Frogs_Angels. Good stuff there. I tweet during games. A lot of good stuff. Maybe you'll see me tweet something that I'll put in a recap video before. You'll see it on Twitter first, basically what I'm saying. So it should be a good follow. But that's going to do it for this. I'm back every week with this video. Plenty of other NFL videos throughout the week as well. Subscriber goals, 10K subscribers. We've been gaining a lot of subscribers the last 2 months. It's been great. Thanks to you guys. We want to continue rolling that at 10K. We're going to get the webcam set up for the live streams, so face reveal, I suppose. And then clicking the like button will be much appreciated as well. That's going to do it for this one. Stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.